All right, today I'm at Terakawa, and who am I with?
Plead the Filth.
Sick. And what did you do? With me, that is.
Ordered food. I
Sweet.
got the shoyu ramen and crispy pork buns.
Perfect, perfect. All right, so for our first round before ramen, we've got pork buns. This is with no mayo, and that's with mayo. You can't tell the difference, but if you look closer, there's mayo there.
It's there.
So, how was the bun?
Awesome.
And what did you like about it?
I've never had a crispy pork bun before. And there are very few things that can't be enhanced by making them crispy.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. I felt the same way about mine.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what exactly do you do as Plead the Filth?
I am mainly an artist, musician, producer, mostly electronic music. I've been described as electronic breakup music. But I wear too many hats at this point: graphic designer, label owner, videographer occasionally.
Gotcha.
Whatever you need.
I vibe. A man of many hats. All right, it's ramen time. What did you get?
I got the shoyu ramen.
Okay. And just for the kids, that is Naruto fish cake. Not Naruto ship it in. Naruto fish cake.
We found him. We found the Hokage. He's a fish cake.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I got something that I don't know how to pronounce, but it's got black soy oil in it, so check it out. There you go. Extra pork, the black soy oil. So what did you think?
Incredible. Such a good collection of flavors. Every ramen. This one hit these sort of hearty, full notes, and now I just want to take a nap.
I feel that. I definitely want to take a nap with mine. It's very filling here at Terakawa. And like, what's great is it's winter, so it still makes sense. Hey, we got kicked out of Terakawa mostly because it's a small ass place with a lot of demand. So we're gonna find some coffee and do a little chit chat.
Beautiful.
So we made it to La Cologne, and we're gonna get our coffee on. What did you get, Tyler?
Iced coffee, cream and sugar. Can't go wrong.
Sick. I just kept it black and sugary. So, what do you do as Plead the Filth as a producer?
So I have my own original music that I make. I have a lot of remixes that I make, but I also produce and engineer for a bunch of different artists, whether it be Philly, LA, etc., different clubs.
Cool. And what do you do as a musician? Like, what type of music?
Kind of sad EDM, I guess.
Okay.
I was really influenced by Porter Robinson's Worlds album.
Cool.
And how he took this like the existing electronic format, like heavy bass, big synths, and he put a lot of feeling and like nuance into it that wasn't there before in the industry.
I actually met Porter Robinson at South by Southwest in 2015.
How was that?
It was really cool. And believe it or not, the dude is very, very humble.
Is he?
Like, extremely humble.
That's such a nice thing to hear. Because I'm like, man, you know when you see your favorite artist and they're like a dick and you're like,
yeah.
This just ruins the whole thing for you.
Like, I met him with this guy from England.
Okay.
And he had like the Porter Robinson merch, with the design and all that stuff. And like, he just came out the car. He's like, "What's up, everybody?" He's like, "Before I'm gonna play, I'm just gonna hang out here and smoke my cigarette."
Yeah.
And like, he just was like very chill. And I was like, "Dude, I have no idea who you are."
Yeah.
But apparently it's a big deal. He's like, "Want to take a selfie?" And like, we did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
He just started his own festival that's coming up.
What's the name of that festival?
Second Sky.
Okay.
And he's been announcing the artists, and then the first one announced was Kiro Bonita. And I was like, I've never heard of this group before. Let me listen to it. And have you seen that meme video with the shrimps? It's like, how many shrimps do you need to eat?
No.
Make yours. it's so goofy and cute, but then when it like drops in, it's like, whoa, this is actually a really cool groove. And it's that band. It's Kiro Kiro Bonito.
I could dig it.
Like, I love this band, and I've just been listening to them on repeat for the last few days.
I feel that. So, like, what type of music inspires you to keep creating?
Oh, God. Everything. So many genres. Like, I was listening to Bossa Nova recently.
Okay. Yeah, you told me about that in the Between Our Nudes.
Yeah.
Noodles!
Yeah, a lot of, like, Porter Robinson stuff. Lido has been a big influence. But I mean, I grew up an emo kid, so like I was just listening to like Thursday today.
True. Yeah. And as an emo kid, were you in any emo bands?
Yes, I was.
What's your favorite thing about emo? Is it the breakdown or is it the different tunings? Yes, I went there.
I was a breakdown kid growing up, and then in college at the twinkly resurgence that happened a few years ago, I was big on different tunings.
I feel that. What's your favorite tuning?
What is it? Dad Gab.
Okay.
Yeah, just because it's got dad in it.
True. All the dad tunings for all the dad rock.
Yeah.
You know what makes me laugh about emo?
What?
We joke about it as this is dad rock, we're all dads.
Yeah.
But it's not just the tuning because DAD.
Yeah.
Give it another 15 years, it really will be dad rock.
Well, it's like the torch has been passed down to this younger generation of kids, but the music that they're listening to, like American football, is not like new music.
No.
They I don't know their lives or families, but they all could be dads. Like it's a real. That's like a real.
Owen's definitely a dad, like Mike Kinsella.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the singer of American football. That guy, I think he has a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's. It really is. Oh God, it's the new. It's gonna be like we're gonna be listening to twinkly emo stuff at barbecues, and our kids are gonna be like, "Oh, this old music."
Yeah, what do they think they're doing? And I was also thinking to myself, cover bands of today, they're covering music that's 40, 50 years old, or even 30 years old, Don't Stop Believing and Queen and all that stuff. The day that someone starts covering Algernon Cadwallader or Snowing at a bar, what is that going to look like?
Oh, God.
We already have emo night.
Yeah, and I've seen emo nights where it's cover bands. So they have and it's like a karaoke style thing where it's live band karaoke, and they just have all these emo hits in their head, and it's just you sing with the band.
That's pretty crazy.
It makes me feel old, I guess, but I hate when people say that.
What do you mean?
Because it's if you're in your 20s or 30s, it's you're not old.
I'm not old at all.
But it's when people are like, oh, I'm so old, these kids and their new, their jewels and whatever. And it's dude, it's. I'm sorry you can't adapt and see what's trending. You know,
And it's interesting you say that because I'm 30. I turned 30 in October. And so many people I don't believe you're 30.
Yeah.
Even with this beard, people don't believe me that I'm 30, People, you've seen the beard, and if you haven't, bam. That angle was probably whack.
I think you got to corner the mustache.
Oh, let's do it again.
Yeah, there
now
it is.
You've seen the beard.
Yeah.
This is DIY vlogging.
Yeah, right.
And what I think is just so dumb about it is you really are as young as you feel.
Yeah.
And as young as how you treat yourself, as young as you want to make it, because there's this singer named Lady Lamb, and she has this line in a song. I don't know what song it's called, but it's if you're thinking about dying, you're not really living, darling. And that resonates with me so hard because when you do get to that post-24 age, hit up any friend on a Friday night. I'm so tired from work. It's well, what the fuck do you think I did? I'm so tired. I didn't do anything this weekend. All I did was work. That's there's so much more to life than work. Rihanna.
And I have been working so much, so I try and give myself little breaks, and I try and keep creating as much as possible.
True.
Which is why I think I've been feeling super burnt out, is because aside from working a 60-hour week, everything that's not that is trying to pick up the guitar and at least play for a little bit.
True.
You know, it feels like I'm always doing something. There's not often that I'm just like in bed. Like,
I hear that. According to my Fitbit, I average 4.5 to 5.5 hours of sleep.
wow.
It's
that's,
fucked up.
Yeah, that's not good, apparently.
I'm probably going to die.
We all are eventually.
This is the last vlog, guys.
Yikes.
No tour happening at all.
I hope.
I'm just kidding.
I hope not. I worked on that flyer.
Yeah, you did. You totally made a flyer for me.
That's a segue.
Yeah. Transitions, guys. Used to struggle with that in English class. So how did you conceptualize the flyer after we had ramen? Keep in mind there's ramen in the center of the flyer.
Yeah. Well, I've done a lot of different types of flyers, a lot of different art styles. I try to not like pigeonhole my design work. So if you recall, I had sent you a bunch of things I've done, and you really liked the flyer I did for me and Mikey Mayo's tour,
True.
Student Loans and Broken Bones. And it was just it felt like it was like a sketch in a notebook.
True.
And you had said you liked that, and you liked the idea of like having this sort of illustration look, and you were like, I want like ramen and a car and
True.
people and like this and that. And I was like scouring the internet for like stock photo things, secret insider information. I'm not a very good illustrator, but there are royalty-free illustrations that you can use. Also, I have an account on a stock photo website, so I found as many different like royalty-free illustrations that I could use, and I kind of mashed them together in a collage sort of way.
True.
But I made them all black and white so that I could do the color. And it was I took their outlines and then asked you what the color scheme you wanted. You had said Dance Gavin Dance's Happiness.
Yep.
That's what it was, right? Yeah. And so I kind of just sampled from that and tried to make it still coherent and not like an eyesore.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I definitely hear that. And I really appreciate that. And also shout out to K1
Oh, yeah,
from DC. Listen to Impressive. For just like using it and taking it to a new level to promote the show.
Absolutely.
So I just thought that was really cool.
And I love that level of like creative initiative. To
True.
Just like start when you see something of somebody else's and you're like, I love that. I'm gonna kind of co-opt that into something.
True.
Especially if you're involved in some way. Like he
True.
saw that he was on a show. He's like, what better way to promote the show than to take the existing promotion for it and co-opt it into something newer and cooler. And
True.
it's like that's exciting for everybody.
True. I definitely feel that. So, getting back to ramen for a second.
Yeah.
Are you aware that you are the first person to tell me that I should just get ramen with artists and talk to them?
Yeah, I do remember
You
that.
low-key like brought birth to what I've been doing this year.
I'm happy for that because it's like, I don't know. When we were in Kutztown, and by the way, this is the first time we've seen each other in Philly, despite us both being in Philly.
Yeah, that's true. I unfortunately have that problem where I meet people and they're like, yo, you're so cool.
Yeah.
And I don't see them.
But I mean, we're both busy. We're both on the road and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were in Kutztown, and you were doing the kind of like daily documentary, like just documenting things for Instagram. And then you recommended the place that we go eat. I remember I was like, dude, like you got these this like knowledge of like places you ate on the road, and you keep talking to other artists that you're doing on shows. Like, there's already a platform for that in something like Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
True.
Combine it, you've got all the tools, and
True.
now it's been one of the most entertaining new like vlog series that I've seen recently.
Thank you.
And I get to be on it.
Yep, that's totally.
But yeah, I just love like one of my favorite things to do as a creative is to recognize the potential in people that they're maybe not seeing in the same way that I can see it. And I want to do anything that I can to help them get to there. Like, the original record producers were people who helped like arrange and write the songs. A lot of them didn't do the mixing and mastering. A lot of them didn't do like the sound design. They heard demos of bands and said, I know what this needs that maybe you're not hearing it. Like, let me help you put this to a place that it can be better. And so when I saw everything you were doing, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Like, I want to pitch for you to do that. That would be an awesome thing for you to do. I do that for any artist that I work with. I do that for any of my friends. I'm just like, I find myself doing a lot of like free work for friends just because I'm excited about the potential of something that maybe they didn't know.
True.
So like promoting Mikey Mayo's new album, I've been making these little like Instagram video clips. Because I'm like, oh, this could be fun. I can put this together in 10 minutes on my phone.
True.
And then it's just like a cool little piece of content.
Exactly. So another segue.
Yeah.
You said that you like to help artists, and you also told me off the video that you're starting a record label.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
We just officially launched. It's weird because I guess it's not weird. It's typical planning, but we've been planning this for, maybe over a year now. Mm-hmm. And then we finally decided with Mike's new album to release it. The label's called Try Less. And
I like that.
Yeah, well, it started with this sort of ethos that we were throwing around on one of our tours, where me and Mike were like, people are trying so hard to like emulate or copy people and like put on this like aesthetic that's not them, and they're not really doing anything with it. It's like you see the same 5 SoundCloud rappers anywhere you look, you know?
True.
The same types of people. So we're like, you gotta try less. You gotta do more, try less. And we're like, that's something.
True.
So that's kind of the motto of the label is do more, try less.
I like that.
And what it became was we have this group of people, a group of artists that we've all been friends and we've all been hanging out, and we're like, we're all eclectic and we're all very much so our own types of people and types of artists, and we're not trying to be anyone else. These people all fit what me and Mike were trying to do with Try Less, and it's me, Plead the Filth, Mikey Mayo, Black Cross, Alex Danilla, D Wild, John Gedden, and Glad. All great artists. I couldn't speak higher of them if I tried.
I could dig it. I would definitely. And like, I know some of these guys, and it's a diverse sound. So like, I mean, I would assume as you like continue, there'll be room for expansion and things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But do you also happen to hope to make this label diverse? Because it already is kind of sonically diverse.
Yeah. So that was the idea, and when we had our final sort of like pre-launch meeting where we brought everyone together down in Ocean City, New Jersey. And
that's good that you clarified that.
Yeah, and it was the other week. We went for a weekend. We're like, let's really like get everything in a row here before we have this launch. And I had to clarify for them. I was like, just because you guys are all part of this label and we're all doing this together does not mean that you're tied to it. So the entire sort of ethics of it is for just people to do their own thing creatively, but we saw how we could help each other, and we wanted to keep it open.
True.
So moving forward and like expanding, it's just going to be based on like what the collective thinks is cool.
True.
And we already have like releases lined up that are not part of that core group. Mm-hmm. It's just friends of ours that were like, this is awesome, can I put this out, you know? So moving forward with it, it's, like I said, I've been listening to Bossa Nova. If I hear a Bossa Nova artist who's interested in the label and we're interested in them, I would love to put out something.
I feel that.
There's too much great art in the world to like try and be this like corporate brand thing. Like,
or a gatekeeper.
Yeah, that too.
That's too common in independent labels.
Yeah, and like, I feel like people don't think that. I think people have the conception that if you start a label, you're becoming a gatekeeper, but I don't think that's true. I think part of the idea of Try Less is to break that down and give opportunities to people that maybe don't fit a certain mold otherwise. And we're like, we just want to like put great music out, put great art out, without people having to try so hard to fit something. Like, if you're an indie artist, like a folk indie artist, you're like, man, now I have to go more rock to try and fit this scene that's, you know, not really accepting of what I'm doing. And it's like, no, like we're totally willing to work with all of it. And the same thing has happened on tour. You know, Mike being previously on tour being more rap based and now being like very eclectic. I don't know, what would you say, like more of like a pop punk vibe, electronic, trap?
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I would think he's like a 303 actually.
In like,
but not in a fuckboy way.
Yeah, in like the least gimmicky way possible.
Yeah.
We've been calling it anti-pop recently.
Okay.
But I don't know if that conveys it.
I mean, anti-folk exists.
Yeah, so it was like us going on tour with that, and then me having a lot of stuff that like I perform live with, like singing, and I play guitar, and I have visual projections, but when people hear the music, they think it's something like a DJ set.
True.
So trying to book those tours has just been like a nightmare, because you get a lot of people that are like, I'm only trying to book a rock show.
True.
I'm only trying to book like a pop punk show. And we've played really diverse shows, and it's been great every time.
True.
So I don't think a lot of people realize the strength of an eclectic sort of styles of music and collections of artists. And I just hope that moving forward with Try Less, that we can start to cultivate that in a way that the chances haven't been given to us. I only hope that we can give them to other artists.
True. And I will say one thing for sure: if you guys get Try Less T-shirts, I'm all about it. I'm getting one. Like
we have a couple planned out actually.
Okay.
The logo, like real big, is obviously going to be a staple, so that's going to
True.
hopefully be soon. We'll definitely get you on.
Because I feel like, one, I'm gonna wear that shit around like shows all the time.
Yeah.
Because I already have a hat that says "Dreams Not Memes."
Yeah.
So if I have "Dreams Not Memes" made by Marcelin, shout out to Marcelin.
Yeah.
And then Try Less. I'm a fucking brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But at the same time, it's like I wear your shirt all the time.
Thank you.
You know, like my friend Zombie Shark, I wear his shirt all the time. It's like, I think I've been seeing it, and I saw it a lot today online for some reason. There's like a disconnect between like what your peers are doing and like your local artists, and people tend to like not think of them in the same way as more established artists or bigger budget artists. And it's like, if you look into what your friends are doing and what your peers are doing, like there's so much incredible music and like so much incredible merch and so many like awesome things that it takes no extra effort than what you were already doing with like your favorite bands to do that with your friends' bands. Because chances are you're going to find a lot of your friends doing really cool stuff.
True. And like it's funny you say that, because like where I'm at as a musician is like, I mean, by no means am I a huge artist, but like I'm definitely like moving forward is as you continue to keep creating and you keep pushing and like you're moving out of your friend circles, those old friends will be like, oh, I didn't know people liked you. And it's just like, yo, you're late as shit.
Right?
You know? Or I didn't know you wrote good music.
Oh, that's the worst, yeah. But it's like...
And it's validating and invalidating at the same time.
But isn't that like half of being an artist, is just dealing with these like weird backhanded compliments?
Yeah.
It's just... but no, it's like in like every community around the country and around the world, there's great music that hasn't been discovered, and I feel like there's this weird like psychological barrier that people have about like, oh well, they're not like a major label signing, or like I don't hear them on the radio, so like they didn't come up on my Spotify playlist. Like, just look around, like see what's happening in your community, and chances are there's some really awesome stuff. Like,
true.
Like, you're my friend, but like I met you at a show that we were playing together.
And not even in Philly.
Yeah, so it was like hearing you and watching you perform, I was a fan of you as an artist. We happened to become friends after the fact.
True.
In Philly, and we hung out at the show. But it's like, I would have got that t-shirt regardless, because I like the shirt, I like your music, I like your style, I like what you're doing. Like, so it's the same as if I went to a show and bought somebody else's shirt for a big tour run or whatever.
True.
Same amount of money, same amount of energy. You know.
And it's weird because like it almost becomes a silver spoon problem, because like people like to be spoon fed.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if the spoon's silver.
Yeah.
But like people like to be spoon fed and like to get things packaged and product to them.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if you see that flyer on Market Street of some artist, you're automatically going to think that they're a better artist than the person that is literally just playing on the street. And that is like probably the biggest misperception, because qualitatively, it's very well possible that there is either a significant difference between the person busking on the street, like in terms of skill, versus the person that has a billboard.
Oh, yeah.
And quantitatively, it's pretty obvious the person that has a billboard has a budget behind them.
Yeah.
Because what people don't know is like, to get a billboard, you're looking at $15 per half hour.
Yeah.
So that's $30 an hour. And then 30 times 24 is like what? 1,500?
Yeah.
So a day.
Yeah.
You know, a fucking day. So.
But there's also like, when I go out on the road, I try to, you didn't see it at the last show because I was playing guitar with Mike at the Kutztown show, but I try and bring out like my vocal processing box that cost me like $250. Wasn't that huge of an expense. So many cool like layers of like harmonies and double effects. Bring my guitar out, plug it into the computer. I don't even have to bring an amp. Bring a little projector that costs us like $150. And then I project visuals that I made that sync up with my music.
True.
And now it's an entire production that at the end of the day cost, I don't know, $500-600.
True.
And I acquired that stuff over like years. So it's like, now it's this, it feels like that type of production where it's like, oh, this person must have a budget. And it's like, no, I'm just like trying to take advantage of the things that I have. And I understand that there are difficulties, whether it be access or financial things. But that's another thing about like what I'm doing with the label and what I'm doing on my own, is that like I just want to help people like realize that you can get a really professional and like big budget looking product, and you can sort of trick that system for not a lot of money. And you can find the resources to like put together a product that would get people to pay attention to something where they might not have otherwise, because we live in this like nightmarish capitalist like flash and screaming into the void type of system.
What can we expect from Plead the Filth moving on in the next, I don't know, 2 to 6 months?
We're gonna get the album done, and we're gonna start the rollout. And
Okay.
it's gonna be a steady progression. Possibly a tour.
Okay.
Definitely some merch on the way. Yeah, and look for more things from me as well as from the label, Try Less, because we've got a lot of stuff planned for that.
I feel you. Any other last words?
Always be yourself and follow what you're trying to do. With that said, do more, try less.
I gotcha. Thank you. Check out Plead the Filth. Links in the bottom. Comment, like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Peace.
Bye.